Okay, just to give you a brief background, I am Roshi Kapoor. I am a certified soft skill trainer and image consultant. I did my MBA in marketing, and then I had been working in corporates for quite some time with brands like Provo, Coca-Cola, and all that for quite some time. And then in one of the organizations, I was given training to be done. So that is when I realized that training is my forte. So that's when I left everything and I went on to do this course on soft skill training and image consultancy. Since then, I have been working as a freelancer for like 5-6 years. And it's been a year I've been working with Amity Finishing School. All right. So that was a brief background about me. I am working here as an etiquette coach. Okay. So today the session is all about etiquette. Okay, so we are going to do etiquette in details, whether it be social etiquette or business etiquette. And next session, within the social etiquette, there are demarcations, like we do tea etiquette and dining also. So we will do as much justice as possible to an online session. I have recordings of my own self in the office, which will help us take care of the tea and the dining session. Okay, so these two sessions are completely for etiquette. Okay, before we go any further, I just want to know, what is it that you people understand out of the word etiquette? So anybody who wishes to answer? Abir, I would really like it if you keep the camera on, please. It is really not nice to look at blank screens and black screen rather and keep talking. Okay. So it's good to see faces. Yes. Please let me know, what is it that you think about etiquette? Anyone?
I feel it's like all about good manners and knowing how to behave in any situation gracefully.
Okay, that's nice. Anybody else wants to add on? It's okay to be wrong also. So let's just try it. Yes. Abir, you want to try? You want to add on?
No, ma'am, I don't think so, ma'am.
What is your understanding with the word etiquette? Anything that comes to your mind?
Ma'am, it's something, ma'am, ma'am, etiquette is how to behave in front of people.
Okay.
I should be a good man and a good person in front of other people. So that, ma'am, my
Okay, that was a good try. Thank you. Okay, before I go any further, one thing I would like to clarify to everybody. The word is called etiquette. It is not etiquettes. Okay, so there is no S. So singular or plural, a set of mannerism or a code of conduct or a behavior, no matter what you want to call it, is etiquette. It's a plural or singular word in itself. Okay, so there is nothing called etiquettes. You will find a lot of YouTube videos also where people are talking about etiquettes. No, that's wrong. Okay, so one thing, get that clearly. Okay, another thing, I think more or less Nishana and Abir, you both are right in saying, yes, you can call it mannerism, you can call it behavior, or you can call it code of conduct. Okay, a very simple definition, it is that you being comfortable around others and others being comfortable around you. Okay, so where did the word etiquette originate from? Okay, just generally to tell you, the word etiquette came from a ticket. Okay, it came from the word a ticket. So basically, we are giving a ticket to a person who, who knows or who knows the rules which are required for admittance behind the doors, like that. So basically, when you're giving that ticket to somebody, it is like opening those doors for you. Okay, so understood. So see, it is quite possible that technically, knowledge-wise, to a few people are similar. Okay, so suppose I have done an MBA and Chanchal here has also done an MBA. I'm just assuming. So if whatever knowledge I have, technically, she also has the same. Okay, but if we both go for an interview, okay, so we both have good degrees, good resumes from good brand names, universities. Suppose we both are Harvard pass outs. I would like to think that. I would like to assume that. Okay, now we both have gone for an interview. Okay, so we both technically are on the same level, right? But at the end of the day, what do you think what is it that is going to help us clear that interview? What do you think? Anybody wants to try? So we both have
Ma'am,
same
good
technical
communication
knowledge.
skills and etiquette, ma'am, how to present ourselves in front of the interviewers.
Okay, communication skills and how we conduct ourselves, yes. And it is the professional behavior, which includes everything. So as Abir rightly said, communication also, your code of conduct, your non-verbal communication also, which I think Ishani ma'am has touched upon a little bit, and she will also be doing it in the further sessions. So overall, your conduct, that is what will, set you apart from the other people. Okay, a very simple example to this is, okay, there was a CEO. Okay, he wanted to promote one person out of the three people. So this one person, he was very friendly, very outgoing, but had very, very bad eating manners, very bad dining manners. So that particular company used to close a lot of deals while sitting at the dining table, as in probably over a lunch or a cup of coffee or whatever. So they used to meet their clients very often like that, and they used to close the deals there. Now, this person was very bad at the eating manners. Now, the second person, he knew the job very well, but he could not hold eye contact. Okay, so there are people when you communicate with and they're not maintaining that eye contact, so then you also kind of lose interest. So if I don't look, I don't, I'm, this window here, it is helping me look at each one of you separately. So if I am talking to a blank screen, I might just go on and on and on and see the time. Okay, I'm done. So that communication will not get through. Okay, so this is what the second person was all about. Now then the third person, this third person basically was somebody who was a people person. Okay, so whenever anyone spoke to him, and they became so focused on the conversation, because he used to maintain that smile, that eye contact was there, and also his dining manners were very good. So now technically, more or less, they were on the same page, but soft skill wise, or you can say etiquette wise, this third person was much higher. So don't you think the CEO will promote the third one? Yes, obviously. So this is what I'm trying to tell you. This is what a difference, of etiquette brings about in your behavior. All right. So this is how you're going to stand out of the crowd, because you're following the right etiquette. Okay. So this is why it is very important. And also, if we talk about etiquette, it is something, it is not like a rigid code of manners that I can give you a list. Okay, Abir, you need to follow these steps, and then you're good to go with the world. No, it is not like that. It is basically how we touch each other's lives. Okay, and it basically tells us how we should act and what we should do in a particular situation. It is all about building relationships. Okay, so if you could just allow me a minute, I want to share my presentation. Okay, is the presentation visible? Yes.
Yes, ma'am, it's visible.
Okay. Okay, but I cannot see everyone. Now that's better. Okay, so and when I was talking about etiquette, okay, there are three principles of etiquette which we all need to take into consideration. Okay, one, okay, considerate is the first one. I was talking about taking into consideration. Okay, the first one is to be considerate. Second is being respectful, and third is being honest. So only and only if these principles are taken care of, means you can follow the right etiquette anywhere. Okay, I hope everybody understands the word empathy. Okay, like generally being an empathetic person. So, Natasha, you would like to answer? What do you mean by empathy?
It's putting yourself in others' shoes.
Absolutely. It is about putting yourself in others' shoes. Okay, so you need to be an empathetic person to follow the right etiquette. Now, the first one is being considerate. Okay, I often give this example. Suppose we use a public washroom. We are in a mall, okay, and we've gone to a public washroom. Okay, I'm purposely not talking about the one at home, because we are very, very conscious that we need to keep our home and surroundings clean. So obviously the house washroom will be very clean. So now we've gone to a public washroom, okay, and maybe I just washed my hands and I took a tissue and I couldn't find a dustbin, or I was generally very careless and I threw it anywhere. Okay, would you ever do something like at your place? No. Would you, if you're okay, I'm sure there's a towel there, but would you make the washroom dirty per se? No, because you're going to use it tomorrow. But In a mall, in a public washroom, we did the same thing. Why? Because we were not considerate enough for the next person who's going to use it after us. Yes. So there are people who probably don't even flush. Okay. And they're not bothered. There are people that kind. Every time you go to a public washroom, is it always clean? No. There are a lot of times when it is not clean. So that means the person who used it before you was not considerate enough to make sure that, they leave a good experience for the person who's going to come after. So I think it was just an example, but just to say, to follow the right etiquette, one needs to be considerate. All right. Okay. Then second thing, respectful. Now, the word respectful generally relates to the elderly, but it is not necessary. Respect can be in any form possible. So if I've called a friend after very, very long, okay, and I've told her that, you've come after ages, let's meet for a cup of coffee or something. Okay. Now we are sitting in this coffee shop. All right. And we're sitting for a cup of coffee, and suddenly some phone rings, or somebody is continuously messaging me, and I'm non-stop on the phone. Am I giving that respect to the friend who's sitting in front of me? No. So why? Because I've met her after long, or even if I've not met her after long and I keep meeting her, does that mean that I should not respect? My undivided attention should go to the person who's sitting in front of me, right? Similarly for corporates, and even if I'm holding a business meeting, even if it's a business meeting, shouldn't I be giving my complete attention to the person sitting there? Yes, I should be. So this is one form of respecting others. Okay, now these principles basically help us follow the right etiquette at the right places. Okay, that is why we are understanding these. And also honest is not just about being truthful and not lying. It also means about taking accountability. Okay, so we are here a small team of 5 people. Okay, we are working under Dr. Ishani. Okay, now suppose all 5 of us, okay, all the others are getting, Dr. Ishani is really upset at something, and she's like, this is not, was not expected out of the team, and why is everybody not? Why this particular work has not been done the way it should be? Okay, so now she's the boss. She's taking care of certain thing, and I just realized that whatever went wrong was because of me. Okay, and I get up and I take accountability for it, and I tell ma'am that extremely sorry. I think I was the one who did the whatever something wrong, and I take complete accountability of my failure, and I don't think the team was at fault at any point of time. So let me know what is it that I can do to improve, or whatever the situation. So what am I doing? I'm taking accountability for my own actions. And that is the right etiquette to be followed. Okay. Some people can be very selfish and very not bothered types, that okay yaar, sab puri team ko daan pit rahi hai, pitne do, koi baat nahi, meri galti hai to kya hua, let the entire team suffer. There are people who are like that. So the reason why I'm explaining these principles in detail is that if you can't be considerate, you can't be respectful, you can't be honest, you cannot be expected to follow the right etiquette at the right places. Okay, so always remember, if you can't understand Abir, as I told you, there is no list of manners that I can give you. But yes, if you are considerate, respectful, honest, you would be following the right etiquette automatically everywhere, in whatever life situation, life throws at you. Okay, so one small activity, let's do that. I have prepared some activity. Okay, who all are students and who all are in corporate here? Natasha and Abir, I think, are students. Natasha, student. Abir is a student, right? And
I just completed my graduation. I just graduated.
sorry?
I just graduated.
You just completed 12th standard.
Ma'am, I have done my hotel management. I just got
you did
medical.
your graduation. Okay. You just completed your graduation. Okay. Chanchal and Nishiana, working?
No, I'm still completing my double graduation. Actually, I'm doing LLB right now.
Oh, okay, that's nice. How about you? Nishiana is in corporate.
Working corporate.
Yeah, corporate. Vinita?
Yeah, I'm working in corporate.
Okay, great. The reason why I asked was because I'm going to do this activity, and I will, kind of customize it as per the people who are sitting here. Okay, so everybody has a pen, pencil, pen, paper, whatever. Yeah. Okay, I'm going to ask you a set of questions. You just need to write guilty or not guilty. You can just write G or NG. Just write the question number and write this. I'm asking you 10 questions. Okay, so just listen to them and you can give your answer as guilty, not guilty. G and G will do. Okay, so you don't have to tell me anything. You just need to be very, very honest with yourself. Okay, so this question is common for all. Have you ever been on a phone call in a public space? Okay, have you ever been on a phone call in a public space or even with 3 to 4 family members around in a very loud volume or on speakerphone? Please be honest and very truthfully answer this. If you have done that, just write guilty. If you've never done that and you've been very conscious of it, then write not guilty. Okay? Is it done? Can we go on to the second question? Okay, the second question is, have you ever purposely overheard someone's phone conversations, especially when they are personal in nature, for just gossip reasons or curiosity reasons, whether it is somebody's love life, whether it's somebody's finances, or it is about their divorce, etc., anything like that? Natasha has a big smile on her face.
Can you repeat the question?
Yeah, sure. Okay, the question is, have you ever purposely overheard someone's phone conversations, especially when they are personal in nature? Okay, it is just for gossip reasons, for curiosity reasons, you've overheard somebody's conversation. It can be somebody's love life, somebody's finances, somebody's divorce, anything happening. If you have done that, sorry?
But even when we did it in like long back in school, we have to be guilty about it, right?
No. So if you think today you will not do that, so write not guilty. If it is a very old scenario when you were like really a young kid, teenager, no, I will not take that answer, because we as humans, we keep evolving, don't we? So I don't think we should get back to the teenage. All right.
Yeah.
So just imagine, would you do that today in case it is like long back? Okay. Okay, so let's come to third question. Okay, for the college students, assume that you are in college. For the corporates, this is corporate. Have you ever mishandled any office equipment or college equipment, like a fax machine, photocopy, or even slammed the doors out of frustration? Okay, it might be at home, mama, papa are saying something, or your spouse is saying something and you've slammed the door, or in office or in college, you know what we generally do, photocopy machine nahi chal rahi, usko मार के चलाते हैं हम, वो typical India में जैसे चलती हैं चीजें, right? So either we do that, or have we mishandled any equipment like that? Okay, can we go on to the next question? Yeah. The next question is, how often have you stood in the hallway of office or your college and you're chatting with someone without being bothered about blocking traffic, or you stood close to someone else's cubicle and you're chatting? Okay, for the office people, Nishiana has a big smile. Yes, she knows what are cubicles. She understands when people stand each other very close to each other's cubicles. Yeah. Vinita? So you also work in cubicles, or you have a separate cabin for yourself? Vinita?
Yeah, it is cubicles. Yeah.
Cubicles. Okay. So I hope you've never disturbed anyone else in their cubicle. Yeah.
No.
All right. Good. So it's not guilty for you. Okay. Question number 5. Have you ever dropped or spilled food on someone else's table in office, in college, someone else's desk, on or their counter, anything, and not bothered to clean it? Okay, by cleaning, I only mean you realizing that you have dropped something and you just clean it by the tissue. Okay, I'm not talking about jhadu pocha, please. Obviously, right? So it is just a basic understanding, a basic sense that, oh my God, I spilled something and I should be cleaning it. Yes? Question number 5 done? Okay, question number 6. Have you ever borrowed something from your colleague's table or any one of your friends, or in college, stationery or anything like that, without asking them? Okay, this is more applicable for the office people, but still in college, we kind of tend to do it as like our own right. Arey, ye mere friend ka hi hai, utha lo. Okay. Yes. Okay. Question number 7. Have you ever reached late for a meeting with a subordinate, especially with a subordinate, and you have apologized for the same? Question number 7 done. Okay, question number 8. Have you ever left the washroom dirty after use, probably not flushed, or thrown paper towels, as the example I gave, and you are not cared for others to use after you? Okay, this, I'm talking about public washrooms particularly. Okay, question number 9. Have you ever asked someone for their password? Okay, whether it's their desktop, their laptop, anything, even when you know it is not for official purpose. So you're opening somebody else's laptop only for fun, and you're having fun with their laptop. Their personal chat history or whatever you want to see, Google history. Yeah. Then question number 10. Have you ever worn casuals, denims on a working day other than weekend to office? Okay, this question can be slightly modified for the college students. Have you ever worn something which has been very, very loud or which is not appropriate for a college also? Something that you knew was not right, but you still did it. Okay. Okay, now you just need to count how many times have you been guilty. Okay, don't count the, obviously there are 10 questions. So how many times have you been guilty? Just give me the numbers, please. Do you want to declare it or you want to write it in the chat box? I am okay either way.
1.
1. Chanchal, 1. Chanchal is all set for etiquette then. Why is she sitting in the etiquette class? Okay, just kidding. How about the others, please?
I have 2
Okay.
guilty.
2 guilty. That's hardly anything. Yes.
I'm too guilty.
2 guilty. Okay, that's not bad. So I have a set of very good students here. Yeah. Okay, Natasha.
I'm 3, ma'am.
3 guilty. Vinita, how about you?
2 guilty.
Oh, perfect. Then I don't think I need to share anything with you. So I'm done for the class. Okay, that is just a joke. That's really nice. Okay, it is nothing that I needed to know the score. It is just for you to find out that in a normal situation, whether you are following the right etiquette or not. So it was just a fun activity to figure out that. So I think more or less all of you have been doing the right etiquette. But now next time when you don't understand what to do, so just remember the principles of etiquette and you will behave in the right manner. So that automatically that the right empathetic behavior would come out. All right. Okay. So we've already done the principles of etiquette. Let's get to business etiquette. As I just said that we will be talking about 2 things, business etiquette and social etiquette. In business etiquette, the first thing that we are going to do is exchange business cards. Oh, extremely sorry. I forgot to get the business card. I want to just show it to you and continue with it. Just give me a second. I'll get back. Okay. Extremely sorry. I forgot to keep that earlier. Okay. Now let's get to, okay, first we are talking about office etiquette and then comes business card. Okay, so let's just come to very basics. I think the people who are working in corporate would already know this, but still let's just kind of revise it further. Okay, when the basic office and business etiquette that needs to be taken care of is that you need to be professional. What do you mean by always being professional? Okay, I've been talking a lot about etiquette means professional behavior. So professional means all round 24/7 professional. Okay, so yeah, you have to be dressed up well. Okay, all the time as per corporate, whatever it is required, as per your job profile, whatever is required, you need to be very professionally dressed. And I think Masha ma'am would have done that with you already. And also it is also about not postponing things, like professional means that if you're given a task for today, I mean, you're supposed to finish it today, then you're supposed to finish it today itself. So you're not going to procrastinate. So everybody understands procrastinate here? Okay, it is little away from the topic, but I would still like to suggest that there is a book called Eat That Frog by Brian Tracy. Please write that down. Eat That Frog by Brian Tracy. This entire book only talks about how to overcome procrastination. Okay, so how can you overcome as a student also, when you have to study so much, as somebody who's working in the corporate also, so you have like 10 things to do in one particular day. Okay, so the basic gist of the book is that every morning when you're like really fresh with a fresh mind and you're in the most energetic form of yours, so to each its own. So probably for Nishiana, it's 10 o'clock in the morning, and you know, when you're like there in the office and whatever. For a student, maybe it's 11 o'clock or 12 o'clock in the night when they're the most fresh and they want to study that time. So at that particular time, eat the biggest and the ugliest frog first. What that means is, जो सबसे ज़्यादा बड़ा और difficult task है, सबसे पहले you should do that. But whereas our general mentality is we start eating the tadpoles. What are tadpoles? Frog babies. Yes. So frog babies kya hai means which are very, very small task. So in office also, you need to first make a to-do list every day in the morning, or even better is make it at night. So subconsciously, it'll be there in your head that these are the things that I need to do next day morning. The first thing that I need to do this next day morning is basically eat the ugliest and the biggest frog first. Okay. And do the eat the tadpoles later in the day, because the tadpoles do not take so much time, effort and energy. Okay, so they can be done in the later part, half of the day, when probably your energy levels are low. Okay, so please remember that I've just told you a gist of the entire book, that eat the biggest and ugliest frog first and then eat the tadpoles later. Okay, so that will also help you overcome procrastination. That was, I think, one of the tips that I could give you. And always keep, next point is keeping communication formal. Please remember, whenever you do any formal communication, whether it's for college, whether it's at your corporate level, as a student also, please make sure everything is documented on mails. Please don't do anything on WhatsApp, because you need to be kind of in a safe zone for your own self. WhatsApp chats can be deleted, the messages sent can be deleted any time in life, so an email will always stay there. So it's a proof that the work was done. So just being safe, that is one of the very main of office or business etiquette. Okay, then you have to be punctual, which is also a part of being professional, but also it is about respecting other person's time. So I am non-stop saying the same thing, that etiquette cannot be possible unless you are a little empathetic in nature. So how will you respect the other person's time is by putting yourself in other shoes, that person also has a lot of things to do. So let me just respect mine and his time. Okay, don't be nosy. A lot of us have that habit. Okay, especially sales people. मेरा target नहीं पूरा हुआ, तेरा हो गया क्या? तुझे मिल रहा है क्या incentive? तुझे मिल रहा है क्या? तेरा कहाँ कितना खत्म हो गया? How much work have you done? So we tend to do that with our colleagues, At a friendly level, it's just fine. But you can't be that nosy. You can't get into somebody's matters too much. All right. Okay, mobile etiquette, we are going to do in details in the coming slides. Okay, keep your desk organized. Okay, do you know that how do you generally, unconsciously, subconsciously also, how do you judge a man? You judge a man by his shoes. It is said that you judge a man by his shoes. How do you judge a person in office? You judge them by how organized their desk is. Okay, so even if you're a student, and even if it's a general study table at your house, it should be well organized. This is one way where people really tend to judge you. So in office, especially, you should keep your desk organized. Okay, then comes basically, don't eat on others' desk. This was one question in the guilty, not guilty thing also. A lot of people don't appreciate that. Okay, so even I'm working in this office, I would not appreciate the colleagues coming in and eating it in my desk, because I'll be the one who will be taking a tissue at the end of the day and cleaning the table and then working there with the laptop. You'd rather eat at a place where nobody's working. Okay, so this is something which one needs to be careful about. And also watch your words. We cannot be putting someone down in terms of words. And you never know how bad it hits the other person. So you don't know, somebody is very emotional, somebody is probably even worse than that, who can get back to you with bad words. So this is something we should be very, very careful about, and also choose your tone carefully. All right, and Please avoid office politics as much as possible. Okay, there can be some polls in the office. That is the only time where you should take, sides. Otherwise, do not get into office politics that, oh, yes, yes, yes. With the colleague, you're bitching about the boss, and with the boss, you're probably bitching about your colleague. Don't do that. You'd rather not get into it. If somebody is trying to talk to you about it, I'm sure you know how to set that boundary, and you know when to leave also. So don't get into all that. Okay. Another thing is respect gender boundaries, especially for the men. Very important. Abir, one thing that you should know is, in a social atmosphere, you can expect a girlfriend, a spouse, a wife, friends can expect the men or the boys to pull the chair for them, to open the car door for them, to hold the restaurant door for them. All that chivalry sounds very, very nice if you're in a social setup. But when you're in a business setup, it is supposed to be gender neutral. Okay, just remember that. So you're not supposed to be like holding the chair for someone or the door. Instead, what you can do is, especially for Abir here, because he's the only boy I see in the class, that the best thing to do is, Abir, you can ask your colleagues, female colleagues. So if it is a very elderly lady, you don't mind doing it. Okay, so you're kind of just giving them that respect, and you might just pull a chair. But for the others, they might like it, they might take it the other way. So it's best to ask, can I pull a chair for you? Okay, can I do this for you? So let the woman be comfortable enough to answer it. Oh, that is so sweet of you, Abir. Thank you so much. You pulled the chair for me. And maybe if they don't like it, they can just reply back saying that, that is so sweet of you, but I'll manage. Okay, so it is for the woman to reply and tell you honestly, and it is for you to just ask, because you should not be in that dilemma, that oh my God, whether I should be the chivalrous one or not. As a man, should I be doing it? Or there are 10 women in the conference room, should I do it for all the women? No, the person you're standing next to, if you wish to, just ask once. Okay, so that is going to help you a lot once you are in corporate world. Okay, and when in doubt, yes, your boss knows the best. Okay, okay, now let's come to the basic office etiquette. I think we have more or less spoken about it when we spoke about the guilty, not guilty also. The cubicle courtesy is something that we need to take care of. Okay, somebody is working in a particular cubicle. What do? We have a habit, cubicle pe hand rakke, we are chatting with somebody sitting right in that corner, and we are not bothered about that. There's a person sitting right there who's trying to work. Okay, so these are the basic things which should be taken care of. Again, we've come back full circle to the point of being empathetic. So unless you have empathy for the person who's sitting there working, you cannot follow the right etiquette. If at all I have it in mind, oh my God, am I disturbing this poor person who's sitting right here? Then only you'll understand. Sometimes people take even phone calls standing next to somebody's cubicle. Why? I mean, it's such a personal call. Why can't you just walk up to the stairs, to the main door, to wherever you want? To whatever place you want, but not disturb the others. All right. So I think we were done with the office etiquette. Let's come to exchanging business cards. Okay. So business card is generally 3.5 inches by 2 inches. Okay. So this is the standard size of it. It is a very powerful, I should say, advertisement tool. If at all, like I was working as a freelancer for long, so I had made it then. So right now I'm in Amity Finishing School. The brand name is more than enough, so Amity is a big brand name. But when I was working as a freelancer, this did help me a lot of places, because my business was doing only on word of mouth. So how exactly you give respect to this fact that you're giving away a business card is you're going to hold it from the two edges. Okay, like this, in such a way that the person sitting in front should be able to read it. Are you able to read it? Yes. If I give it like this, will the person be able to read it? No. This way only I can read. Okay, not like that. I will hold it with the edges and give it to the person in front so that they can read it. Okay, with two hands, I should always give it like this. And the other person who's receiving should also receive with two hands. Okay, this is one thing which is going to change from culture to culture. So within India, I think best said and done that this is the way you should do it. A lot of people hand the visiting cards like this. Sir, take my card, just with one hand, wallet mein se nikala and gave it like this. No, you're not respecting it. You're not respecting the person also who's standing in front. You should always give it with two hands and accept with two hands. Okay. Yes, if you go to some other countries, I'm saying again and again, you need to read about it more. Okay, Japan has a different culture, US has a different culture. Japanese first believe in bowing down some 2-3 times and then only accepting the card or whatever. Okay, another very important thing is when I'm accepting the card with two hands, it is a must that I should just read through it once and appreciate something about it. Okay, it is very, very rude to accept it and for the women to take their bag and put it in the bag and like, see you, okay. And wo bag mein kabhi milta nahi hai dobara. And for the men who carry it in the wallets, the card becomes like this, right? And they sit on their wallets and it becomes like that. It is a very bad thing to do. So please carry card holders. Okay. So for the men or the women, you need to carry card holders at least. And also don't give away cards with the frayed edges and all that. Okay. That gives a very bad impression. Oh, I'm sorry, I cut myself in between. Whenever you are accepting a card, you give a good look at the card and appreciate something about it. So that can be anything. Like probably I can say, oh, I like your logo, yaar. I think that is making very much sense to the name of the company or anything like that. Logo nahi hai is card mein. I like the tagline. The time to begin is now. Okay. So just say anything. So it looks like that you are kind of appreciating the person for that card. Or if you can't find anything, then you can just say, oh, you're based in Noida. Oh, next time I'm going to visit Noida, I will definitely come and meet you too. Okay, just say something so the person feels you've given them importance. Okay, always remember that about exchanging business cards. Also, one more thing, if you're meeting a person of a higher authority, you should wait for that person, the person of higher authority, to offer the card to you first, and then you should do it. Although the need of the hour is that the junior person wants to give it to the senior level person because काम तो मेरा है ना, मैं किसी सीनियर को जाके दूं. But you can't just do this. Oh, sir, I think I'm in need of this job. Please do consider me. You can't do that. You can't sound that desperate, right? So you create a conversation for 15-20 minutes. You make sure you get his card. If at all it does not happen, so at the end of 15-20 minutes, then you can ask him, so would you mind if I share my visiting card with you? And then you exchange that business card. All right. So ideally, it should come according to the hierarchy. Okay, so it's a senior person, he should offer it first. All right. Okay, now we will talk briefly about email etiquette also. Although email etiquette would be done in details at digital literacy in all other topics, either by Masha ma'am or by Swadha. Okay, so email etiquette, basically just go through these points. I will just very briefly talk about it. One needs to be very conscious. You have to check the subject line. Then you should, because most of the times we send emails, a lot of times the subject line remains empty and we just send the mails because we are so lost in our own world of a lot of things happening around. You need to proofread your mails. 1 or 2 words missing or the grammatically something is different. It might end up meaning something else. Okay, so these things we need to take care of. And the third thing, please take care of this. A lot of us, we hit the reply all button without realizing. If the mail has been sent to 100 people, I should not be replying to 100 people. I'm going to send the mail back only to that one person where it is required. Yes or no? Yes, yes, very much yes. Okay, I'll just give you a very small example. Amity, one of the senior officials, he sends us a mail that you need to check these papers for the college students. So it was sent to approximately 150 professors. Okay, so now one of the professors replied back to that senior person saying, sir, I don't take this subject anymore, so I won't be checking the papers for this. Okay, fine. Whatever she's doing is right, but she should not be sending it to, she should not hit the reply all button. Why should all the other 150 people reading about it? She should have just replied to the person who sent that mail, right? So this is a very common thing. Even college students do that. So be very careful on that. You just need to send it back to the faculty and not to the entire class. All right. Okay, next thing is double check your attachments. We often write, please find the attached document, and then we forget to attach the document. It has happened with me. I'm assuming it has happened with everybody at least once in their lifetimes. Okay, then also avoid the jargons like in official mails, you can't be using LOL, BRB, ASAP. Do that with your friends, with your friends, basically anything, but not in an official setup. You can't use emoticons, obviously. Okay, then adding an email signature always adds value to the email. It looks better, it looks more professional, it looks, visually appealing also. Salutations. What do you mean by salutations? Salutations, anyone?
The greetings part.
Yeah. How do we address the person we are sending the mail to? Okay, gone are those days when we used to write respected sir. I'm not saying it's wrong, but this is not what is followed these days. So what we need to do is we can write simply dear sir, dear ma'am, if we are going to give them the respect. If it's some vendor of mine, so I can just say dear Mr. Sharma, dear Mr. Kapoor, whatever I want to say, right? It depends on the relationship I share with the person, and it also depends on how senior the person is to me. Right? Whether in age or what kind of business I'm doing with him. If he is my vendor, but he's probably the same age or little elder to me, maybe I don't want to call him sir, and I just want to address him as dear Mr. Sharma, so that also makes a lot of difference. So just be very careful on how you're addressing people. Okay, then nobody makes attached files in the form of zip these days. They're all go by drive. I hope everybody knows that. Okay, another thing, you need to choose your words carefully, as in you need to choose the tone. What do you mean by the tone? Can anyone just try? What do you mean by the tone? Okay, tone, pitch, volume, rate of speech, they're all different words. So don't use them interchangeably. Okay, so rate of speech is, if I'm going to talk to you like this and I'll go on like this for the entire session, will you please be able to understand whatever I'm saying? No. This is the rate of speech. I went really fast. Maybe you understood, maybe you did not. That's rate of speech. Volume, everybody knows. Yeah. So what is tone? Pitch is like, what do you say? You go for those those events outside where the woman's, she's singing at a very high pitch. What do you call those? No, not ballets.
Sopranos, opera.
Operas. Who answered that? Operas. Yeah.
Vinita.
Yeah, Vinita. Operas. Okay. So, operas, I wanted to talk about operas. So opera is like the place where the pitch goes really high. That is pitch. Okay. Now the word that is left is tone. So tone is?
Like someone can be angry, angry or very
Absolutely. Absolutely, Abir. Bang on. So angry is tone. Basically, everybody please remember, tone means the emotion behind that thing. Okay. So if I'm angry, the tone would be come out angry. If I'm happy or sad or concerned, it'll come out like that. Abir, why didn't you do this? Why didn't you finish the homework? Oh, he got so scared. Okay, that was an angry tone. And if I say the same thing, Abir, why didn't you finish this? Didn't you know you were supposed to finish that? Now it's a concern tone. Okay, now when I'm talking to you, you can make out the tone. When I'm writing an email, do you think that the tone is somewhere visible or it can be felt? No. So it is very important to choose your words carefully, because the tone is not, cannot be felt in an email. Okay, so that is why I explained the entire concept of tone. Okay, now just see on the slide, it says call me in capitals and call me in small. So when I write it in capitals, how does it look like?
Rude.
Rude. Yes, it looks like you're calling for attention. Call me right now. It's like an urgent thing. It is very, very rude or very urgent. So in capitals, it is sounding like that. But when
we are highlighting, call me.
Yeah, we are highlighting as in, I'm probably very impatient and I need your call back immediately. Okay. So when I write the same thing in small, what does it mean? It means please call me whenever you get time. As in, take your time, but just call me back. That is why it is very important to choose the words carefully. Your tone is not evident on the mails. And then also whether you're writing in capitals or not. Okay. Another very important thing about emails is that you need to let the sender know that you have received the mail. Okay, so it is like in corporates also, this is going to go a long way with you. Even if you are not the right person to reply back, like I've received a quote from a vendor, okay, and I'm not the one who's going to take a decision. My boss is going to take a decision. So the least I can do is, thank you, Mr. Whatever, well noted. I shall get back to you in a few days. You can do that, right? So basically you're just acknowledging the person. So the person doesn't feel पता नहीं उसको मिला ही नहीं मिला है, पता नहीं उसने मेल पढ़ी नहीं पढ़ी, पता नहीं उसके ट्रैश में तो नहीं चली गई गलती से, you know, all those things. So you're just acknowledging, noted. I've received your email. I shall get back to you. Okay. Then also you should keep the message precise and brief, and you never flame someone. Flame someone is basically you're not going to talk bad about anyone, at least on the email. Don't use wrong language, something like that. Okay. And let's just come to something very funny. Can you please read these? Are you able to read it clearly?
Yeah.
Yes, we can laugh at it. I have sold the land along with my wife. Sell ही कर दिया उसने, वो उसकी तो problems ही खत्म हो गई life में. My mother-in-law is expired and I am responsible for it. I have murdered her. It sounds like that. Yes or no? And my wife is suffering from sickness. I'm her only husband. Oh, I wish everybody had 4 or 5 years. Yeah. Yes. Okay. So the reason we are studying these, reading these mails is because this is the way a little bit of English here and there, grammatical mistakes, but it can change the entire meaning of the mails. Okay. I know this is a little funny, but this is quite a possibility. People do that. Please read this also. Done? Yeah, so it was a very Vinita Chanchal. I hope you're reading it. Okay. So nobody needs to know the entire history and story behind your this thing. They just needed to know the basic information that you're going to be on leave from 15 to 4th. Okay, if you are in good terms with your boss, you might just explain it verbally to them that what is happening, what is not happening. The only brother, I should do this. Nobody's asking you all that. You are going for your sister's wedding and you need off. That's all that is required. All right. So these are few things. I think very briefly we have covered that email should be taken care of in such a way. Let's quickly come to meeting etiquette. Okay, so meeting etiquette is something that will help you once you are in the corporates for the students who are here. So, you know, when you come before a meeting, suppose I'm the one who's organizing the meeting. The first thing that you need to do is, obviously, I'm going to organize the meeting. I am sitting at a conference room. I need to arrive early. If there is any new member, I come and introduce them. And the first thing that I should do is probably hold the door for everyone, just welcome everyone, and also set the agenda. Okay. So during the meeting, the first thing that I'm going to do is set the agenda. So I've called, I'm from the marketing team. I've called somebody from finance, HR, IT, everybody has come. So the first thing I should do is tell them that, okay, so we are here to discuss this project and this meeting will last for like about half an hour. And after that, everybody can get back to their normal course of the day. Will it not help the other person? Will you not get a better attention span of the other person? If the other person knows, okay, मेरे को आधा घंटा यहाँ पे बैठना है, उसके बाद you know I can leave and I can finish my work. Otherwise क्या होगा, सारा time the people will be just looking at their time. ओहो ये कब तक चलेगी meeting? ओहो मेरा अपना भी बहुत काम है. ओहो boss is waiting. You know, things like that keep coming up in everybody's head. So for a better attention span, make sure that you're setting the agenda first. You express your ideas, your opinions. You make sure the people whose ideas are important, who are a little, you know, little shy about sharing ideas, you make them ask questions. Okay, I'm the one who arranged the meeting. The finance person is a little shy. He's not sharing his opinion. And I'll be like, hello, Mr. Jatin. Jatin, what do you think about this project? Do you think it will be profitable for the company? Do you think, what is your personal opinion on it? So if I directly ask that person only for his opinion. He has to talk, so it is making the people talk for whose opinion will matter to us, whether they are interested or not. I don't care. Right now my agenda is that I have to do this meeting and I need to know whether this will be profitable for the company or not, right? Similarly, and after the meeting, what are the things that you should ideally do for etiquette? Okay, one very basic thing that should be done and taken care of by everybody. When you sit, you pull your chairs out in a conference room, you sit down, nobody puts them back in place. That is one very important etiquette that should be followed. Okay, if you are having tea, coffee along with the meeting, at least one person should be bothered to call the person from the pantry and just tell them, please clear everything and then switch off the lights. Nobody switches off the lights. Why? Office का है ना, हमारे जेब से थोड़ी बिल जा रहा है ना? ऑफिस पे करेगा, राइट? सो चलता है. सो दिस मेंटालिटी इन इंडिया ऑफ द अदर्स पेइंग करे, जब अपनी पॉकेट से जाता है तो सब लाइटें बंद हो जाती है. ऑल द डैड्स डू दैट, राइट? बेटा लाइट तो बंद कर देते, आप उस कमरे में भी नहीं बैठे हो, फैन भी चल रहा है. सो आई रिमेंबर माय डैड डूइंग दैट थ्रू आउट माय चाइल्डहुड. ही स्टिल डज इट. Okay, so one last thing about summarizing a meeting is, okay, now I did this meeting with a lot of people from different departments, but Dr. Shani could not attend it. Now she tells me, Roshi, what happened in the meeting? So I'm going to send her the minutes of the meeting. The people who are working corporate would understand. For Natasha, Abir, and everybody else who doesn't know, minutes of the meeting is basically you're writing the points of the meeting and you're sending it across. All right. So that's about meeting etiquette. Mobile etiquette, let's just talk generally. Please, you tell me, what are the right mobile etiquette that should be followed and the people do not follow at all?
If we get a call during a official meeting or something, we should be asked for the excuse and then go attend it. Or if we are at a movie hall, so we should talk at a not at a loud voice. We should be soft.
Abhi, let me stop you in between once. If you are attending a lecture class where the teacher is there, or you are in a business meeting, first of all, try to keep it on vibration. Okay, do not attend the call. But if it is very urgent, you are absolutely right. Excuse yourself out and take the call. Okay, so I have taken classes here in Amity University also. 70 students, 100 students are sitting and they think that the teacher will not make out. They're sitting in one corner and they're talking on the phone within the class. It is highly irritating. And the first thing I say is, you are sitting in an etiquette class. Please leave the room and talk. Okay, so that is one thing. Absolutely correct. And then you're absolutely right on in the universal quiet zones, whether it's library, it's a theater, it's a church, everywhere you should be very considerate about the mobile. And you know why you said that in a theater we should talk on low volume? Because exit दूर होता है ना, कौन जाएगा इतना वॉक करके, बाहर निकल के कौन बात करेगा? तो चलो मैम धीरे आवाज पे बात कर लेते हैं. No, you're spoiling the fun experience for somebody else. For somebody else it was the first time that they were watching. Highly not possible, but still, maybe somebody wanted to enjoy that movie, that trailer that was coming, and you're still spoiling it, and you're doing your business call in the middle of the movie. Not movie, probably the beginning trailer only. So ideally walk out of the exit and talk there. Yes, and very important, ideally don't talk on loudspeaker when people are around. Okay, so that is very, very irritating for the others to listen. Why should I listen to the conversation somebody else is having with someone? Why? People don't understand. People do that in office also. It is not considered good, right? Etiquette. Okay, anybody else? Vinita, please add on. It's a very general topic. What do you feel irritated at?
Yeah, mostly talking loud, and in meeting people not switching off or silent, putting the
Yes.
phone on silent.
Absolutely. Okay. Till date, my husband comes back home and on the dinner table, he puts it on loudspeaker. And I'm looking at him, listen, I'm an etiquette coach. You can't do this to me. Please don't put it on loudspeaker and don't talk like that. Yes, absolutely. Another very important thing. Abir, can I ask you a personal question? Yeah?
Yeah, ma'am.
You have a girlfriend?
No, ma'am.
Oh, why not? Okay, let's assume you have fun. Okay, now you are traveling in a metro. Okay, and now you want to break off with her. Okay, so sad. Now I've made a girlfriend and I'm telling you to break off also. Now you want to break off also, and you're in a metro and she's continuously calling and you're shouting and screaming, you were the one who told me to be in this relationship. Because of you, this happened and that happened. Imagine you doing this. How are the others in the metro feeling? How are the others in the metro feeling?
Ma'am, they would be very angry with me. Look,
Thank
I am
God.
in a
I
metro
thought,
or public place.
yes, I thought you were about to say they will enjoy the gossip. No, I'm so sorry. They will not.
Ma'am, some can.
Some can. Okay. No, Abir, that is not the right etiquette. So choose a right time to break off. Okay. And that was just a joke. What I mean is you can't get your personal conversations in a public transport, at least in a place where there are a lot of people. At least maintain a distance of 3 meters before doing anything. I have a very good example. This, you know how this example came. I was taking an online class. Okay. It was about some Jain Samaj Mahila Mandal. There were 150 students. Okay. So the session had not started. People had just started logging in, and about 60-70 people had logged in by then. So there was this one woman who did not mute herself. Okay. She did not realize the mic was on and she was actually breaking off with somebody. And 60-70 people online heard that. And ironically, I was teaching mobile etiquette also that day. So I did not name her, but I did mention this, that one of the person who just joined and who wanted all of us to hear her breakup story was not good. I'm extremely sorry. So these are very small basic things, but you should be careful about it, you know. So I'm sure, Natasha, you would have attended some classes during COVID also. What did we do during COVID? माइक को हम म्यूट नहीं करते थे और वहां से चला रहे थे, मम्मा क्लास शुरू हो गई, पराठा नहीं आया, चाय नहीं आई, है ना. And the teachers are wondering कौन सा वाला student mute पे नहीं है ना. So the teachers are non-stop, the institutions are just changing. Teams कर दिया, फिर Zoom कर दिया, फिर Google Meet कर दिया, जिसमें they can mute everyone, but the students find loopholes to everything, है ना. Okay, so just being professional out of following a professional attitude and behavior, we should make sure these things don't happen. I know they are very, very common. We understand them, but when it comes to actually practicing, we also tend to forget at times. So the reason of talking all this was just this: we need to be extra cautious. That's all. All right. I think more or less
on similar lines.
yes.
Can we when I'm at home, like when I'm cooking or maybe I'm in my room and sometimes I cannot use my phone directly, hold my phone.
Yeah.
I tend to put it on speaker and then tell the other person that you are on speaker, the first
Right.
thing.
Right.
So is it okay, or like, is it okay to keep on speaker when there are people around in the house?
See, it ideally depends. I'll be very, very honest. If you're just working with a household help and it is on speaker, it's fine. No, I'm not talking about the level of people or something. Suppose your husband is also sitting behind, or any, anybody, any other family member is there. It is not very good. So you ideally use, earphones or whatever. Ideal thing would be to do that. If nobody is around and all, you can definitely tell the person, I've put you on speaker for 2 minutes. So 2 minutes, 5 minutes is all right if people are not around, so that's okay. There are times when you're doing something and you cannot hold the phone and all that. Ideally, please try to do it with your earphones or whatever. So because if you're talking about the right etiquette, that is the right etiquette. But yes, if nobody's around, I'm all alone in the house, it's all right. I'm not disturbing anyone, right? That is okay. So that's nice. Okay, now let's just come to the last bit of it, which is social etiquette. Okay, in social etiquette, I want to talk about something called a small talk. Okay, I've put it in the end because this is the most chilling thing. What do you understand by small talk? Okay, now I'm working in a corporate and I'm in the marketing team. I met somebody in the lift, okay, and she is from HR. Now I know her by the name and that's about it. So I can be in the lift and I probably have to go on the 20th floor or somewhere little far above. Okay, so I have enough time. Do you think I should keep an awkward silence there, or I should try to create a conversation? Yes, it was a question. Anybody wants to answer?
If nobody is around, then I think it is fine to.
when nobody's around. Okay, she has a point. So if the HR woman is already talking to someone, maybe I can just nod my head and meet the person, but it's only her and me in the lift. Don't you think it's better to create that conversation? Yes, it is. So instead of keeping that awkward silence, okay, this was just one example. Suppose my dad's close friend has thrown a party in their house, which is a huge party, and I don't know much people. I just know dad's friend's daughter by the name, and I know it's her, and she's sitting there, right there, and she is like probably busy with a lot of people. And then I saw her sitting at the sofa one time. Don't you think I should go and create a small talk with her? Yeah. So these small talks, okay, this is again a form of etiquette. This will also help me stand out. Okay, tomorrow that HR lady has some work, and don't you think she will just quickly remember, oh yeah, the Roshi person from marketing department, she's good. Yeah, I spoke to her in the lift also the other day. If she has some work, go to the marketing department, go to her, and she'll get your work done. So am I not at an edge? Yes. So if I am creating that conversation, that small talk with people, at the end of the day, it is only for my benefit. Yes. So it is helping me in some way or the other. Yes or no? Yes. Yes. It's only going to add some edge to my, my professional behavior, or you can say about anything good about me. Okay. So what should you talk about in whenever you're creating a small talk? One, you never talk about anything negative. Okay, very, very important. Now, suppose I speaking to that woman, like I said, my dad's friend's daughter. Now I'm speaking to that woman and I'm telling her, oh, the first time I'm talking to her and I'm talking to her like, oh, look at that lady. Yeah, she's looking so fat in that dress. She's looking so ugly. Why is she wearing that? If I am talking negative about a third person, what will she think? She'll think that yaar ye itna judge kar rahi hai logon ko. What if she's judging me also right now? Would she be ever interested to talk to me again? No. She'll probably back off. Yeah, she's very, very judgmental in life. Look at the way she's judging people and kind of criticizing them. This is not one person I want to be with. So no negative talks for sure. Then what can you talk about? You can talk about topics like, which I mentioned here. You can talk about the venue, weather, entertainment, family, food, hobbies, talk anything, but do not talk about politics and religion. Don't talk about, any offensive jokes. Don't talk about anything which is, anything to do with finances, appearance, anything like that. So I've met somebody, okay, I knew someone and he's come to office and he's also joined Amity, and I'll be like, oh, I got to know you also joined Amity University. What's your package? Will he ever talk to me again? He'll be like, what? Isko ye janna hai ki meri salary kitni hai. Okay, so these are few questions which you really don't need to ask ever. Okay, and politics and religion, for obvious reasons, everybody has a different opinion. This can lead to certain clashes. So politics and religions are a complete no. Okay, one important thing is you should ask open-ended questions. What are open-ended and close-ended questions? Can anybody tell me?
Open-ended lets the other person continue as opposed to yes or
Yes,
no.
absolutely. So if I ask you, is your name Natasha? She'll say yes or no. If I say, what is your name? She'll say Natasha. So these are one-word answers. These are close-ended questions. So they cannot go any further to this. Yes or no ka answer, yeah, one-word answer. Okay, Natasha, did you have any holiday in this year? Yes or no? Okay. Then if I ask Natasha, what are your favorite destinations for holiday within India and outside India? What is that? It's an open-ended question. So it will give you a lot of space to answer. Oh, I like beach places, ma'am. I really liked Goa. I really like this place. Outside also, I would really like to visit this place. You have so much to talk about. So that's an open-ended question. Whenever you do a small talk with someone, you make sure you are asking open-ended questions and you're talking less, you're listening more. Okay. Just out of curiosity, people, do you know the difference between listening and hearing? Yes? Anybody wants to answer? Yes, Natasha. I saw a very big nod there.
Hearing is just basically when someone talks and you just hear them, but listening is actually understanding what they're speaking about.
Absolutely, bang on, Natasha. Hearing is just a physical process. Listening is physical plus mental. You're processing the information that you're getting. So when the teachers talk, what do you do? Abir, Natasha, what do you do when the teachers talk? Here. So am I including myself in that category? Have you been listening to this entire lecture or no?
Yes.
Yes, sure. Pakka. Next session, I'll take a test. Then I'll see. Were you listening or were
Sure,
you?
ma'am.
Okay, I'm just kidding. Yeah. So basically, that's the difference between hearing and listening. And also, when you create a small talk, you talk less, you listen more. That is why I was talking about this difference. Okay, let's get to the steps to correct greeting or introduction. Okay, whether you are introducing yourself to someone, ideally when you're standing, okay, and you can't understand how to stand, you can't be standing in stand at ease or attention. You know, where should your hands be? Please never do this. Okay, I'm sure Ishani ma'am has told you this. Never cross your arms or legs because these are closed postures. Okay, so you can't be having a closed posture while talking to someone. It is like you're close to their talks. You know, I'm not open. So in a class also, whenever we are sitting, whenever there are students, I tell them, please don't sit like this because it is unconsciously, you know, you're not open. Ma'am jo bol rahi hai, haan bolti rahe, oh kitni der mein class khatam hai, you know, that is what is going on in your head. So that is not good. One is that you should always have an open posture, like the way I have been talking to you people. You know, my hands are moving. These are like all open postures. Okay. Another very important thing is that active listening, I've already told you. Then you are always supposed to maintain an eye contact to the person you are talking to. Suppose you're introducing yourself in front of 10 people, okay, and you don't know how to stand, please make this. Everybody make this. Make this. It's called a steeple. Okay, make sure there's distance between the fingers. It's called a steeple. What is it called? Steeple. Okay, and steeple, keep it closer to your waist. Okay, now keep it closer. It can be here also. When I'm listening to someone, my elbows are on the table and I'm just listening to someone and nodding my head means I'm attentive. Okay, while I'm talking, then I'll keep it closer to my waist and then I'll start talking. Either when you don't know what to do with your hands, just make a steeple and stand like this and then start talking. So when I'm talking, okay, you can't really have uncontrolled gestures. Okay, that day when I went, you know what happened? Everything came running down. No, these are uncontrolled gestures. Don't ever talk to anybody like that. There is a zone in which you can talk to people. So this much is open posture. This is allowed. All right. These are few things. And if I'm talking to 10 people, then please look into the eyes of everyone, maintain that eye contact, keep that smile on when talking to somebody, and then you start looking at the ceiling. And you know what I love to do in my free time? I think I would love to play guitar. I think I would love to do this. This is human psychology. When we are thinking something, we start looking up. Okay, but we are not supposed to do that. All right, you need to maintain that eye contact. Like as a trainer, if there are 100 people sitting there in the room, I would try to look at everybody. Keep that there. You know, you probably don't have the same job profile. So if you're talking to 4 or 5 people, and you know, even if you're sitting for an interview, there are 3 people there. Can you just look at one person and give the interview? No, you look at all the 3. Yeah. Good morning, everyone. Yeah, so this is what I do, this, you'll maintain eye contact with everyone. So these are very important steps for correct introduction, for a correct greeting someone. So now in greeting, one point is added, like if a senior comes, suppose Dr. Ishani just walks in from here, it's early in the morning, the first thing she says, okay, this is my first day in the organization. So she says, hi Roshi, it's so good to have you. The first thing I should do is stand up, give her that respect. Somebody has come specially to meet me, and that to a senior. In fact, I would suggest anybody coming in, you should be giving them that respect. You stand up and then you meet. Okay, hi ma'am, Roshi this side, and then you shake hands, or you say your greeting, good morning, good afternoon, whatever it is, and then you shake hands. All right. Now coming to the shaking hands, I think ma'am would have told you a little bit about it, but I will still say a firm handshake or a business handshake is something where the web of my hand and the web of the other person's hand should be joined, and then you shake hands. This pump should not be more than 2 to 3 times, this pump. Okay, and this elbow se leke us samne wale ki elbow tak, it should be a straight line. Cool. And you should form a little strong grip and then pump 2 to 3 times. बहुत lightly नहीं करना है, बहुत जोर से bone crunching नहीं करना है, and dead सा handshake भी नहीं करना. Hi, how are you? You know, that's a dead. So this is a firm business handshake. As friends, you do this, you do whatever, high five, that's perfectly all right. This is like a business handshake. And if you hold somebody's hand with 2 hands, like किसी का हाथ पकड़ा, 2 हाथ से पकड़ते हैं ना. Have you seen Modi ji's pictures? Yeah, Modi ji's pictures, have you seen? He does glove handshake a lot of times. Those are politician handshake or a glove handshake. Okay, so those politician handshakes or glove handshakes is not something that we should do generally in a general life. Okay, and one last thing is you should not offer wet or sweaty hands. So which gives a very wrong impression. Okay, you have to just give me a minute. My battery is gone. I need to just plug in that. Okay. Yeah, that's better. So I was just saying, and when you do an handshake, if my hand is over the other person, as in more of my hand is visible, like if I do an handshake, both should be equally visible, right? So if mine is more visible, means I am dominating the conversation. If the other person's hand is dominantly over ahead, so that means he is dominating the conversation. So it should be an equal half-half, strong grip, and then 2 to 3 times. Perfect. Okay, and ma'am will also repeat this in the communication class, don't worry, because she talks about the various kinds of handshakes also in detail, because it is part of etiquette. So I am just, taking it a little bit. So don't worry, this can also come there. Okay, now I have already asked Swadha ma'am to share this PPT with you. Please see this PPT. In the last 2 slides, there is the small case study. Okay, and I would really request you, I have not put in the points. It's about LIC agent. Just read through it. What you need to write down is what did she do right in terms of etiquette and what did she do wrong in terms of etiquette. Okay, so just go through it once and write down the points somewhere. In the next class, the first thing that we'll do is we're going to discuss this case study. Okay. So I think we are done for the day. We've done social etiquette. We've done business etiquette. Social etiquette details in tea etiquette and dining. We will be taking it up in the next class. Cool. Is there any question that I can help you with? Anything that you want me to answer?
Yeah, I had one in one of the slides. It was mentioned, follow the boss when in doubt. Can you give some context on what?
Okay, provided your boss is the right boss. Yes, my boss is perfect. So I highly appreciate Dr. Ishani for everything that she does. Okay, there are times that is just very generally said in terms of etiquette, like, okay, I'm new to this organization. Now there are people who have walked in from different departments of Amity and we are holding a meeting. Now, I don't know what is the right way to behave and what to do. So I will just follow my boss's instructions or however she's behaving. Sometimes, you can't understand what is the right thing to do. So just follow their instructions. Similar thing happens in a dining etiquette situation also. I shall take that up next class. So when you have gone for a corporate dining things together, okay, so it's some official meeting happening at a dining at a restaurant. You can't understand whether you should order liquor or not. You can't understand what is it that to be done. So you always follow host's instructions. Okay, now the host is probably somebody from the other company. So obviously you will wait, like he's the one who's going to pay. You can't just order beer, wine or whatever in that particular meeting. You will wait for the host to tell you, it's such a good weather, nice and sunny today, good for beer. Okay, let me order a pint of beer for all of us. Then you go ahead and you order. Okay, so those are clues that the host will give you. Similarly, for any corporate or business meetings, sometimes when you can't understand where, what exactly is to be done in terms of etiquette also, so you just look at your boss. Okay, the boss is always on your team. Assuming he's on your side, he or she will always help you. In that perspective, I meant. Yeah.
Got it. Thank you.
No
And
problem.
you mentioned that this PPT would be shared, right?
Yes,
So that-
it will be
that's
shared in the form of a
fine.
PDF document.
Okay.
It will be.
I'll go
I'll
through
make
that.
sure I ask Swada to send it either on your WhatsApp or on mail, whatever she'll do. Okay.
Sure.
So if doesn't come by today evening, it will be there by tomorrow.
Yeah,
All right?
sure.
Okay. And we will meet day after for the tea and dining session. Then I have 2 more sessions with you. So we will do other soft skill topics then. Okay.
Do we need to get something for the dining sessions? Do we have to have anything, or
No,
we
no.
just
I will show you a video. I have only recorded it, and I will keep things with me here. So in case there is any doubt, I'll keep picking up things and keep telling you. Okay. So I think that will help. No, you don't need to keep things with you. Okay.
Oh, thank
Any questions you have, anything you do have in mind beforehand only, then please keep the questions ready. All right. Okay, thank you so much, everyone. It was really nice meeting everyone. Let's meet you day after now at 4. Please try to join in at 4 already. Yeah, all of you. Just one second. Okay, just
Thank
one
you.
second. Once again, Swadha wants to do something. You can come join this one only. Come.
So, hello everybody.
Sit.
Hello, ma'am.
There's a small announcement that I want to make. If you miss out on your classes, if you're unavailable for the class, please let us know 1 day in advance. I can see many students not joining in today. So tell us 1 day in advance. Right? Okay. Thank you. And I hope that all of you have sent your PAN card details and address on amityfinishingschool@gmail.com for the certification.
Yeah, I'm yet to send.
Okay, please send it by today. PAN card and your address. Both.
Okay, will do.
Ma'am, I have sent the PAN card, but not the address. Should I?
Please do that. Please do that,
Sure,
Abhi.
ma'am.
Because then we will not be able to disburse your certificate in time. Okay, thank you.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you so
Thank
much.
you. Thank
See
you.
you day after.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Thanks, ma'am.
Thank you. Bye.